What you got? All theories here should be taken with a bucket load of salt. I have a PhD in medical science and an honorary mention in the world of holistics thanks to my mama, but given the current state of things, I'd hardly call myself an expert. Radshield. Like my granny always said, the force provides. I found some fascinating research by the original folks from Fault 94, God rest their souls. From what I gather, they were using flowers from a red vine to protect against radiation. I'm pretty sure they're talking about the stranglers we're infested with today. I transferred my research files onto a holo just to be sure I got all my ducks in a row. When I show this to Raleigh, he's gonna flip. Now for the bigger challenge, getting there in one piece. I'm taking Randy's shotgun in hopes he'll look after me. If you come across a mangled little body, it's probably yours truly. Just quit your crying and get that hollow to Raleigh. Information gathered on Scorch and Scorch beats since Harper's Ferries was lost. Suffering from radworms. Series of tests, it appears the Scorch emit a unique radiation signature. Their emission is weak, so unlike some of the highly radioactive counterparts of some creatures in the area, they can't harm you by being in close proximity unless you're in arm's reach or they've got a gun on you. I'm hoping Niraj can do something with this information, maybe rig up some sort of device that we can warn us if it picks up the signatures. We already know the Scorch disease can infect any living creature, anything from mole rats to humans. It doesn't discriminate. Harper's Ferry, we observed a combination of Scorched beast and Scorched attacking side by side. Since then, we've also seen other Scorched creatures that seem to acknowledge the other is afflicted with the same disease. It's questionable whether they're working together or if they simply recognize they aren't enemies. Could this be more of a parasite than a disease? Maybe even something more advanced like a collective intelligence. Ooh, that's frightening. Scorched beasts have definitely won the title of apex predator in Appalachia. There's no doubt they've evolved from some species of bat, which makes them quite fascinating creatures due to their size. I'd like to think it was one of those cute pygmy bats we used to chase out of the caves when I was little. Daddy always said they'd have their revenge. I'm not about to pull off any DNA testing in this lab, so all I can do is theorize, but assuming they retain bat-like qualities, it's at least worth a shot to see if we can use some sort of high-pitched frequencies to confuse the hell out of them. Any information regarding following diseases once you manage to get some proper rest. Oh, okay. Sludge lung glowing parasites, bones. Ew. Ow. Fun and exciting thoughts of Ella Ames. We're back from Harper's Ferry. It did not go as planned. We put up a good fight, but Mother Nature's truly trying to reclaim what she lost with a little evolutionary help from mankind's meddling. I'm sure. The sheer devastation of that town in what felt like the blink of an eye is heartbreaking. We weren't ready for that kind of attack from the manner of creature. We only heard the stories, but now we know the threat is real. Raleigh wasn't about to let us try and pick up the pieces, not after the wounded succumbed to whatever this scorched disease is. So now we're back, and I pray to God we can find a way to fight this. I talked to Raleigh today about making contact with the responders. I'm sure I sure could benefit from their expertise with all this scorched research. Of course, he refused, saying we don't have the resources to help anyone but ourselves right now. From a logical standpoint, it's true. We have nothing to spare after our efforts at Harper's Ferry, and I understand why we're back. We need to figure this out to survive, and it'll benefit more than us when all's said and done. Jacob offered to go on a little flower hunt for me. He swore up and down he could identify red clover and passion flowers like the back of his hand. You'd think he was a kid going flower picking for his mom. He seemed so excited. Of course, it's been a while now, and he hasn't returned. I never should have let him go, or at least gone with him. Thank God Charlie volunteered to go look for him, even though he refused to let me go with. I saw Niraj today, doctored a patient. After many discussions on family history and symptoms, we both believe he's in an early stage of Parkinson's. Obviously, there's no way to know. Of course, he made me swear not to tell anyone. Just another secret in the back of my head. Jesus, Raleigh would kill me if he knew. First his best friend, and now Niraj. All I need is for Eddie to come crawling to me with cancer next. And they've all got that because they're all connected. Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna need some food soon. I'm getting hungry. I still need a super mutant. I still need a Mirelurk. Killing all the bugs. Dude, playing this game with no fast travel would be, I guess, impossible technically. We were like doing a workshop and shit. Take a picture of a fucking super mutant. Did it not? Take a camera picture of a super mutant. Is it because there's an actual camera I can use to do this? Nice. Good, 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 good. Alright, so I'm guessing that means I actually need like a camera, because that apparently didn't count. Also, I've got to get rid of those because that's going to drive me nuts. Just keep pushing this forward. God damn. I damn, it's cold. I like being cold when the heat is on. Taking my damn copper.
Should mean you've got yourself 5 upgraded detector motors and 1 working uplink. Now for the fun part. First, you need to repair the damaged scorch detectors in the mire. Second, that communications uplink needs to be set up on the antenna at top of the world. You may or may not have encountered a lovely Miss Nanny there that goes by the name Rose. I programmed a holotape you'll want to give her along with the uplink. It explains how she can benefit from all this and get her to help us out. The only way we get that uplink set up is through that Miss Nanny. And finally, once you're done, you get to come all the way back here. Yep, that's right. We're not done yet.
Well, none of that's particularly shocking, so... And I've already got Rose on my side. I don't need to worry about her. What is this?